course, you know, OCD got the best of me. I had to build the tent here. This is a continuation, kind of a part 2 on a tarp tent, or a canopy tent, with my new software, which took me a little bit to figure it out, but I think you'll like it. And give me a comment on what do you think. I can't go back to the other software because it's just not supported anymore. I do like the roll at the beginning and end, but you know, it is what it is. But this is actually software. It's made for YouTube. I render it, I create it and render it for YouTube. So just let me know, you know, what you think. I do want to go into Revelation 3, the third message to the church. And this is a message to Laodicea. To the angel of the church in Laodicea write, the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God, says this. I know your deeds, that are you're neither hot nor cold. That's what lukewarm is. I wish that you were hot or cold, either follow him or not. So because you are lukewarm, and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. That means you're not getting into heaven. Because you say, I am rich and I've become wealthy and have need of nothing. You don't know that you are wretched, miserable, and poor, and blind, and naked. I advise you to buy from me gold and refined by fire, that you may become rich, white garments so that you may clothe yourself, and that the shame of your nakedness will not be revealed. And eye salve to anoint your eyes so that you may see. That's basically telling you to wake up. You know, in Christianity they talk about dross and how you forge steel and you get rid of the dross. That's what we do as Christians. We get rid of the sin. Those whom I love I reprove and discipline. Therefore be zealous and repent. Behold, I stand at the door and knock, and if anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and dine with him, and he with me. He who overcomes, I will grant him to sit down with me on my throne. And I also overcome and sat down with my Father, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. And that is the end of Revelation 3. And the rest of Revelation is rough. And I do apologize for the noise. They're doing construction in front of my house, and the farmer decided to take away my view. He's harvesting all the soybeans. So this is the setup. I've got every tarp tacked down. I used a lot of cordage, probably 150 feet, but I had to buy extra carabiners and I had to color code them so I knew which tarp went where, and I should be able to throw this up in probably an hour. And I can lower it for wind and keep the heat in. Speaking of heat, it's going to be 40 degrees. So I have my sleeping bag I always use. It's an all-weather sleeping bag. I'm always warm with it. I carry an extra blanket just in case I want to go sit by the fire. But I'm giving all that to my grandson because I don't want him to get cold. He's got my field jacket. He's got a pair of gloves. He's got a beanie, flashlight, headlight. I'm going to use my old sleeping bag, my first one, and a whoopee. Probably a hoodie. You know, that's about all I'm going to need. Just in case, I do have a balaclava and a gaiter, gloves and beanies. Now, also keep him warm, we'll get to that in a second. So I'm charging my solar pack. I let it sit for probably 6 months, and it's probably too long, but the battery is taking a charge. I put it on there about a half hour ago. It was completely dead. So it's about 11%. I put it over here because ideally it's going to be in the back here and sit with this table. The cord's not very long, so you know I've got to make do. So I had to move this around a little bit. We're going to be comfortable in here, and what I wanted to show you is not this propane tank. So I have this thing that I bought to make a heater out of paraffin oil. So I've got a paraffin burner, and I've got one of these sitting on top of the paraffin burner, and it sat pretty well. There's this guy I used to watch, this engineer. He was doing all kinds of neat stuff. If you look at the stuff I was doing with you know, home heaters and things like that, that's who I got it off of. I don't remember his name right now, but very, very cool guy. I want to see if this is going to heat, because I've tested everything else out, right? Test before you go out. So I've got 2 full canisters in my backpack, and this will fit there and there with this. So I'm going to put it down here. Stick my lighter in there. Also, when you have a solar power pack and you want to charge devices, make sure you bring the cord. I told my son to bring the cord, and hopefully he does. Now this will sit right over top, just like that. So I'm going to have a heater with at least 2 canisters, maybe more. Open it up. Put that over top, and I don't know how I'm going to get that on, burn that out. I may have to make a modification. I didn't try this before. Yeah, it's putting it out. I'm going to need to go a little less. So that's probably going to heat up a little bit. I'm going to stick a leaf in there and see what happens. But ideally, that should heat. Right now it's starving. And I'm sorry about the combine behind me. I think it's still on. I see a reflection of a blue flame in there. That's the whole thing with this. I'm pretty sure I bought it as a heater because I could feel the heat out of here. Like I said, it's going to be 40 degrees, and I might just put the camera on this to see if this water boils. But this is going to be, I'm trying to make it as comfortable as possible. I've never been camping with my boy. He's my boy. I always call him my boy. He's a man. And it's going to be a great bonding experience for us. We don't really get to do much afterwards. He left the house when, well, I got full custody when he was 13. He left the house at 18 and got married and has been doing wonderful, you know, paying for 2 cars, new cars, and doing everything legitimate. It's awesome. So I'm very proud of him, so I wanted to take him to a little outing. It's the only time that I don't have to work. I don't have to do any ministries. I don't have to do anything for my vet organizations. Not that I mind, but it's my day. And I want to be comfortable too. I was going to set up a tent that I had a couple videos back with this cot, and I was going to be okay with that, but this is luxury. You know, you got light, you got power, you got a warm place to sleep, you've got chairs, you know, you got a table. I mean, what more do you want? And it all will fit in 2 cartloads. Oh, I hear this thing. But I'm going to go ahead and put this on a time lapse, and I'll be back. Well, don't I feel like Tim the Tool Man Taylor? Wow. It's always good to have a good quality glove. So I'm not really sure what happened. I think I broke it. The whole thing fell apart. It melted. Yeah, it melted. Wow. Okay, so that was not a good idea. So I've got the paraffin heater that I'm going to go downstairs and get it. And that could have been dangerous if I didn't try it out here. I mean, I got a little bit of an investment here, and you know, for the last couple years I've been buying stuff, and whew, that was kind of scary. I'll be back. So I inspected this, and what happened, there's a seal in between these 2 connectors, and it melted. So that would explain why I turn it one way and it would be okay, and I turn it another and it wasn't. So I may be able to put another seal on, but that's why I do this stuff now. I'm smart enough to know when not to proceed with something, because if that would have caught on fire, when I took it out of the tent, it caught the wind, so I had flames shooting this far out of it. As soon as I put the glove over top, I smothered it. Come on. But anyway, so like I said, when I bought this piece, 2 of them came with it. And what this guy did is this thing kind of wedges in there, and these little pieces go with the paraffin stove, and you could put a cup on it, but that cup would be down here. So what I'm going to try to do, or not try to do, what I'm going to do, you need one of these for this, because it's paraffin. You gotta take this out, and this out, and then this out, and then it's got 8 wicks here. So just light each one. Just now I have to carry a liquid with me that I don't want to. And then put that on there, this on there. The wind is blowing it out, but we'll get the gist on it. All of them should light. You put this back on there, and the whole idea is that instead of it cooking something, and if you want to adjust this, you can. You don't have to remove that to adjust it. Is to this will heat the water. So I don't think it's totally lit. I guess it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and time warp this one, but so you see it was 61 degrees. What did I do with my bag? Oh, here it is. So this was my ammo bag. And you see it's got the writing on it. I mean, this is typical Air Force, and I don't want to ruin it with ammo bags, so now it's cordage and carabiners. But this is my cover bag. This is actually the only thing I was going to bring, because I put cordage and stakes in here for my little tent, and it would just cover my cot, and then I'd have this set up here. But obviously I'm giving that to my son. This little canister is all I'm going to need, and I'm going to have to buy another one of these doohickeys. I'm going to fix that, because that's what I do. I fix things. But you can see that this is smoking. I mean, it's steaming. So this heater, it's 61 outside. I just pulled that thermometer from my shop, and I've got the wood stove on, and it's 63.9 now. So it's seeing the temperature rise. So man, that is awesome. This is going to be so great when it's 40 degrees outside, and 5 degrees, 10 degrees makes a big difference if you're going to sleep comfortably. Now it may, I don't know how long it's going to last. The lower I put it, I may have to refill it in the middle of the night, but I'll do that because I love my son. He's been nothing but a joy to me ever since I met him when he was born. We've had him living with us all but 3 years until he turned 18, and we taught him right. He went out at 18, and he left home and got married by the time he was 19, and they've got a baby, my great grandbaby, and he's he's an awesome little dude. He does this to me, waves to me. I don't see him as much as my wife does, but he's a cool little dude, man. Anyway, before that combine comes back, hopefully I can throw that picture in there. This new software, I can do some really cool stuff, cool effects. And I'm a nerd, so that's what I like to do. But I'm going to just let you know, things are getting bad. The election's going to be epic. Things are going to change afterwards, for the good, for the worse. We don't know, but you need to trust God. God's got it. He knows everything that's going to happen. Tomorrow is not guaranteed for us, but God knows what's going to happen. So you should still plan for this world. Stock up on food, water, and gasoline, and especially ammo. You know, my last video that I'm rendering right now is all about me getting to know guns again. And I explained that in that video, but you know, I've been without weapons for a good part of 20 years and I miss them. I went to my happy place last week with that video, and didn't plan on doing a video here, but it seems appropriate. So God bless you, take care, keep your head on a swivel, train, 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 and I'll get you all